They're growing old disgracefully. It's grumpy old men.
It's that time of the week again where we deep dive into the world of grumpy, and with me are my allies in grumpy. As ever, Mike and Kev. Talk to me about U-turns.
Yeah. People who make U-turns in the road are idiots.
What? People who change direction?
Yeah. They're suddenly going one way and they go, oh, better go the other way.
You don't mean in life, like Keir Starmer?
No, I don't mean like Keir Starmer, no. Although he is also...
He's a U-turn fanatic.
He is a U-turn fanatic, that's true.
Yeah.
No, this is specifically with regards to motor vehicles.
OK.
Because quite often these people who do U-turns don't actually understand that there are other people on the road, right? And so they'll stop in the middle of the road, and then they'll sit there with their indicator on if they're turning right, as if they were turning right.
Well, at least they've warned you.
So you have to stop behind them. But then they have to wait ages because they're not actually turning to the right, they're actually U-turning.
Right.
And so it's a double kind of whammy, because if they're trying to turn into a road, there's the road, when the road sees opposite there that there's nobody coming that way, then they come out. So they're stuck behind the person who's coming into the road, if you know what I mean. Also,
with all the modern driver aids that one might find on a car, there are still those people who perform an almost Austin Powers in a corridor type sort of 93-point
And I think, do you know
turn.
what I think? I think the reason we're seeing more of them is because of the sat-nav. Because the sat-nav, if you take the wrong turn, right, will always say U-turn.
Yes.
It doesn't say, you know, go up the road a bit and then a roundabout.
Left and left again.
Yeah, it doesn't go drive around and, you know, it just says U-turn. And I think people, because they're so slavish about the sat-nav now, they just do a U-turn. The other one that really gets me is particularly in smaller roads, people that decide to do a 3-point turn, right? Because they're parked.
Because there's not a 23-point turn.
Facing in the wrong way. And then they never know when to let you pass. You know, like, so if the guy's gone like that one, and he's on the other side of the road, instead of letting you go, he comes back. And then you're stuck behind him again, and then he goes like that, and inevitably he's not quite there yet, and you think, I can't go yet, because he's going to come back, reverse into me. Complete idiot.
There is a country road version of this.
Yeah.
Right? So you've got single-track road,
Yeah.
and at various points in the road, there'll be a
little passing place. Yeah, I know that, yeah.
So the other day near me...
Yeah.
They closed off a road because there'd been a nasty accident.
Well, you normally just clatter into people, don't you, normally?
Yeah, no, normally.
Do they have roads where you are, or is it just like mud tracks?
Well, no, it's mud track
Told
up to
you,
my
you're going to
house.
live in the country, you've only got yourself to blame.
But there was a lot of traffic on the single-track roads as a result of a detour.
Right.
4 times I had to reverse.
Yeah.
So by the 4th time, I was what can only be described as a tad impatient.
Grumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bloke started to try and nose me back up the thing, so I just stopped.
What, tried to push you?
Well, no, but he didn't kind of do the polite thing, which would be wait, let me reverse, see that I was doing the decent thing, and then get on his way.
Yes, that's...
He was like
that.
So I just stopped.
Yeah.
I just looked at him. Like that.
Yeah.
And he's going...
Yeah. I did that once, but it was actually in London. Because there was, funnily enough, a single-track road just around the back of Southwark Street. I
mean, let me tell you, my face was doing this, but inside, I wanted to gouge his eye out with a grapefruit spoon. Yeah. But I didn't.
Right.
Because you didn't have a grapefruit spoon.
No, I didn't.
No, I was also doing that, and I had a similar situation. And in the end, I just stopped and I just sat there and I just went, "You are going to go back." And I had the kids in the car, and I was just like, "I'm just going to sit here. I'll sit here all day if you like." And eventually, he went back.
Yeah, that thing where you're going, there's cars on both sides, parked on both sides, you know, and only one car can get through.
Yeah.
And you're driving up there and you can see someone coming. Now, what I would do is, because it'll be quicker for me, is wait, let him come through. But these people just come through, and you end up like that.
Right.
One person's got to... They're not thinking ahead, are they?
What do you think's going to happen?
It's not about courteousness, it's about...
I think part of the driving test should be, do you know how wide your car is?
Yeah.
Or how long your car is? Because with all the driver aids that there are, they still can't get through a gap where there's that much on either side of the car.
I know. It's amazing
what is that
how
about?
bad people
That is terrible,
No spatial awareness at all.
It's right.
Absolutely none.
Right.
And they're the same ones that get lost with a sat-nav.
Yeah. And the same ones that then do a U-turn or a 3-point turn.
The people who wait, there's a gap, and you can see that there's a foot either side of their car, and they just wait there because they think they can't get
through. I saw
through.
a lovely thing on the train the other day. I decided to take the train in.
Wow.
And there was a nice couple got on the train, sat on the floor next to me. She had her phone out, was doing that. He pulled out they were travelling to London. He pulled out an A to Z.
Yeah.
Ring-bound A
Wow.
to Z and was flicking through.
What was he, like 98 or something?
She turned to him, she went, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, well,
To
she's
which,
right.
in fairness to him, he turned around and goes, "I prefer it this way."
Yep. Because who wants to look at a map
And I
the
bet you
size
that
of your
man's
phone?
never been lost.
Probably hasn't. I mean, I used to drive around when I was a reporter with an A to Z on the front seat.
Well, you had to.
because it was the only way you could find anything.
Yeah, well, and to whatever happened to the yellow pages, all that sort of stuff.
I
It's
didn't
all
use that
gone.
for get
Let your
directions.
fingers do the walking.
No.
Oh, no, we're back on what you do at dinner parties.
Yeah, that's
again.
right.
Let's move on.
Thank you.
Kevin, people who say woke is dead.
Well, this is a veiled attack on my old friend Piers Morgan.
It's not very veiled, because that's the
All
title
right,
of his new book.
It's a direct attack on Piers. He's got a new book out called Woke is Dead. Loads of people say, woke is dead now, woke is dead now. Now, in America,
out at a
certainly
university.
it's on its last legs. It probably is dead in America after that amazing speech that Donald Trump made just about the day after he won the presidential election, where he just cancelled wokery. It was fantastic. We watched from across the Atlantic with tears in our eyes going, why can't that happen here? Now, I know where Piers is coming from, and I'm sure his book's great. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. But woke isn't dead. It's dead in America. Here, it is damn well thriving. Every day in every way, we are infested, we are saturated by wokery. I saw a story today. Right, check this out. In the Walker Art Gallery in Liverpool, this is just to prove that this happens, Mike.
I know this
every
story.
day.
That's not Andre
The
Walker,
Walker
is it?
Art
No.
Gallery in Liverpool.
He hasn't got an art gallery.
A picture, a famous
Arts gallery.
picture. What's this?
Sorry.
Arse gallery. Oh God, that's good. That's good wordplay. That is good. I hadn't thought of that.
Moving on.
Wow. Woof. Anyway, at the Walker Arse Gallery in Liverpool, they've got the famous picture of the death of Nelson. Lying there in Hardy's arms, the famous "Kiss Me Hardy" moment. That picture, that famous picture, is being put in the queer relationship collection. So they have a whole room, the collection, full of queer relationships. So they have decided that Nelson, Horatio Nelson, our greatest naval hero, is gay. And there it is. So what a ludicrous thing to say, but it's one example of how mad, insane wokery engulfs this nation every single day. So,
But they should have based it simply on the fact that he said "Kiss Me Hardy," which apparently is in some dispute, isn't it? Because I thought
it might be another.
It might be "Kiss Me."
Yeah,
Hardy,
that's right, yeah,
which is not quite the same thing.
But either
You might not
way.
want him to kiss her.
And also, how long were they at sea? I mean, they're only human.
Yeah, but Emma Hamilton, he had a kid with his mistress, Emma Hamilton.
Yeah.
He was married for 18
David
years to a woman. I mean, I think if anything, the
Did
problem...
he, David Hamilton?
Yeah.
We back on
Sorry.
Sadiq
Did
Khan.
No.
Diddy David Hamilton, great guy, Fulham fan. I like him a lot.
Yeah. He's not in the museum, is he?
Should be. Probably is now. He must be.
He's not in the
must
Arts
be.
Museum, that's for sure.
Surely not.
No.
Shocking.
Anyway, woke isn't dead.
Yeah. I wish it
and
was,
people
though.
shouldn't go. Yeah, I wish it was.
I mean, look, we'd all like it to be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
move to America. It's been killed there.
Maybe Piers is just trying to chivvy
Sell a
things
book.
along.
I know that.
He's just trying to chivvy things along, isn't he?
I think so. I mean, it's certainly not as alive as it used to be. It's certainly on the way.
Yeah, but every
It's on
day
the
and
way.
every look at the weekend, the Chartered Institute of Insurers issued their language guide saying to say "man" the phones was banned. "Man" or "overboard" has been banned. You have to say "person" overboard. This happens every day in every way. Woke isn't dead in this country.
Haven't
It is
the BBC
thriving.
banned staff
They've
saying
banned- they've-
sweetheart?
and mate.
Yeah,
Not saying
mate,
mate
yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
It was only a
Mate.
few weeks ago, wasn't it, that you were told that you should say mate.
No, that
Sadiq
was,
Khan,
old
mate.
Randall.
You know, don't be a bit of a
Mate.
misogynist,
Wasn't it?
mate.
A couple of years
You're
ago.
Was it a couple of years
Mate.
ago? Mate.
What do you say to people now then?
I don't say anything to people.
This is to
about
call
misogyny.
out your mates when they're being sexist or misogynist.
Oh, what you go?
So if,
mate.
Yeah, mate,
if a
come
guy
on.
says, "Oh, look at that woman over there," you go, "Mate."
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Apparently,
that's
yeah.
apparently.
What, like
call
you've got
them
a
out.
speech impediment?
Something like that, yeah.
I'd just have a look at the woman
like
and see if
this-
I agreed. To be
Yeah.
honest with you,
Well,
Yeah.
you know, each their own.
mate.
Now, I want to move. I want to move, mate. Listen, I want to move. I want to move on. Now, I've done a bit of work in various houses.
Yeah.
I've built a few restaurants.
Have you?
And something has
The
become...
Ivy?
What?
Did you build the Ivy?
No. My own restaurant.
The Wolsey?
Home Slice Pizza. Wherever you want pizza in central London,
Yeah.
it is available at Covent Garden and at the City of
Great
London.
food, shabby buildings. Yeah.
No. But my point is this, right? So when you start with a shell condition or a flat piece of earth that you are building something on, those first trades that come in, they're really quick.
Yeah.
They will get you from the ground to there
Right.
really, very quickly. They will
Couple
do
of
a
weeks.
lot.
Yeah.
And then as the process of your build goes on and the next stage of trades come in, the last lot, always the slowest.
Yeah.
So if you, for example, are having a kitchen fitted,
Right.
why does that take 3 weeks? There's a bloke, he's dug footings, he's built a wall, he's put a roof up,
Done all the pipes.
he's dry-lined, he's put the pipes in, and there's a bloke basically putting flat-pack furniture together.
Yeah.
Now, listen, maybe you as a kitchen fitter can explain to me why it takes so long.
Well, they've got 7 other jobs going on at the same time in other houses, so they just turn up for 2 hours
And then they go away.
go elsewhere. It's a weird
but
building
why do
culture.
those last trades take up at least a third of the time that it takes to build something?
Maybe they just like working slowly. Because, maybe the others like working quickly because they get more done and they get paid more, maybe.
Do you think it's because the builders, they're outside?
Yeah.
So they want to get
And I think
done
also,
and inside
and
as
also
quickly as possible.
their incentive is to build more, whereas the kitchen guys only getting paid to put the kitchen in. So it doesn't really matter how long it takes to do it.
But they do tend to, the builders,
But he can
construction,
put in
they
as many
tend to take
kitchens
on
as he
lots of
likes.
jobs at the same time.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that he's probably getting paid to put one kitchen in as opposed to by the hour. If he'd paid by the hour, he'd be putting it a lot quicker, wouldn't he? Maybe you should find a kitchen fitter that does it by the hour.
I had a guy come and do a kitchen for me. It was great. He just came and he worked round the clock and did it in about 3 days. He had to take the old one out, put
I'll
the
get
new
his
one in.
number
So
off you.
yeah, I will. He was a
I'll
really
get his
good
number
guy.
off you.
Yeah.
But I take your point, Mark. They're often lax.
We're coming into that season. People who try to organise work events.
I know what this
Well,
is about.
listen,
This is so miserable.
This goes on all the time, though. It's not just at Christmas. It's not just Christmas work.
Sociability
There are
really
people-
gets on my nerves.
There are people, who want to organise for, let's all go out, for dinner. Or
What,
let's
like
all go out-
paintballing?
Paintballing, or whatever. Yeah, let's all go out and sing karaoke or something.
Have you been to what I found recently to be the 7th circle of hell?
What's that?
Which is the Boom Battle Bar.
No, where's that?
Oh my good God! So
the Boom Battle Bar.
We had somebody in my office organised an event. They did a lovely job. Are you booking a work event now?
No, I'm just doing research.
Okay, sorry.
It's preparation. It's all about preparation.
He's just making a note. Oh, work event, Boom Battle Bar.
Boom Battle
I'm
Bar,
gonna
yeah.
make-
What is the
must-
Boom Battle Bar?
The Boom Battle Bar is essentially you throw axes.
Axes. Oh, I've heard about
Axe
this
throwing.
place. Yeah,
Axe throwing.
Yeah,
But then
Is that
they've
called
got-
Boom then? Or...
Well, I don't know. It's a Boom Battle Bar, is what they.
Somebody
so you're
told me
throwing
about it.
axes.
Somewhere in the East End, isn't it?
Well, there's one in
don't throw them
Oxford
at each
Street.
other,
There's
do
one
you?
in Oxford Street. They're all
Hopefully
over the
not.
place now.
Yeah.
But not only that, so they've got that, and then there's beer pong.
Right.
You can play beer pong.
I can do
What's
better than
beer
that.
pong?
That's like
That's where
ping pong.
you ping pong, and you've got beers, and you have to throw. If you get your ping pong ball in their cup, they have to drink it.
That's amazing. I really wanted to try
Yeah.
that.
There's a new one-
That sounds like hours of endless entertainment.
Yeah, but also, can you
Well,
imagine
that can
doing
be
it with
your
all the
next
people
work
you work
event,
with?
Kev.
And that's what's making it even worse. I mean, it's one thing to go with your mates, but to go with the people you work with, I think is hideous.
It's
right?
fabulously
hideous,
miserable
right?
of you, this.
It's awful.
I don't mind the idea of going out with my workmates now and again.
You hardly ever
They
do.
don't.
though.
No,
Feel the
well,
same
that's
way,
because I
Kev.
work every night.
Well, that's the thing. But I mean, there's a new place not far from here, which I spotted the other week, and it's a bar. The theme of the bar is curling.
Curling.
Right? Curling.
I'm out.
Yeah. No, not curling one out. No. As in, all of that. The brush with the brush and the
as
ice.
opposed
all
to
that.
Mr. Whippy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who wants to curl?
Who wants to do that, particularly while you're drinking? It's a slippery
But
floor.
what I like
apart
is,
from anything else.
what I like is you are so adverse to this that you're on high alert for
Yeah.
potential venues that people.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely
if
not
it
going
comes
there.
up,
Yeah.
they'll go, oh, I've organised an event. I'm thinking of that new curling, but no,
No.
I've seen it.
I've
it's
seen that.
awful.
I don't want to go there.
Do you remember a couple of years ago when our curling team did very well in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the whole nation
Scottish
got...
women.
Yeah,
Scottish
the whole nation got obsessed with it.
That was
And
a
it
long
looked to
time
me,
ago.
it was like Olympic sweeping.
Yeah.
Because you remember they do that with that brush in front of it.
I mean, I've got to be honest.
Boring sport, though.
I quite like to give it a go.
What, curling?
Well, you would maybe want to give it a go if you were in Scotland and you were on a frozen lake.
Yeah.
Right? And then you
But
go
not
for
in a
whiskey.
bar in London
But not in a
Bridge.
bar in London Bridge. Surrounded by a load of, what do you call it? What do you call those people with the funny beards?
Oh, hipsters.
Hipsters, yeah,
Yes,
there you go.
yes.
Because that's where you find all these people, right? And there's a type of person, I think, in an office who's just always trying to organise something that everybody can go and enjoy doing.
Was there that
let's all
Far
go and
Show
have some
character,
fun.
wasn't there? The one with the curly hair and the amazing tie.
Well, that's it, because it's
That
all
one.
a bit like The Office, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, let's all go out and, have some fun. And people looking
Is
at you
it
go,
the
why are you
lonely
not
person?
enjoying your fun? Why are you not having a good time? And it's like, just
Is it the
bugger off.
lonely person who's organising?
I think sometimes that's the case. Sometimes. Because they just want to be busy all the time. I don't want to be busy all the time. I'm quite busy as it is.
I know. Well, look, I think if I've got any spare time, would I choose to spend it with the people I've worked with all week?
Probably not. No.
My wife organises a schedule at the weekend that makes me really look forward to Monday so I can calm down a bit. Take a bit of a
That
rest.
used to be me when I used to live in Wiltshire. I used to beg to go back to work on a Monday, because I hated it.
You have to get up at 8
I've got
o'clock.
a couple
It never
of jobs
stops
for you.
until we-
I know,
I've got a
for the
couple
little
of jobs
kids as well.
Yeah.
Couple of jobs at the weekend.
Couple of jobs.
I like a job at the weekend.
Yeah, well, that's different. You're in that kind of business and you can work. Or do you mean jobs around the house?
Jobs around the house.
No, I don't do that.
No?
I don't do any of that. No,
nor me.
because I work
God,
too hard
no.
during the week. I don't,
Is it?
I can't
Is it
do
mainly
jobs.
the woodman who does this kind of
The
work for
woodman
you?
brings the wood. I can start the fire. I don't mind doing that.
Just services things in general.
No, he doesn't service anything else, as far as I'm aware. Which is hopefully-
gives him wood though.
He looks like somebody out of Deliverance, by the way. So I mean, I'd be surprised if he's going down that road.
Yeah, he's going to
Who's
turn
that
up
guy
at
in
your
the
house with
Prodigy?
an
Was
axe,
it,
Mike.
who's the guy in the Prodigy? Was it Keith Flint?
Keith Flint, yeah.
He had a pub, right? Yeah. And it had a big open fire there. And he used to go and light the fire. And there was a pub rule that anybody who said, "Oh, it's the fire starter," had to put a quid in the
Yeah,
bowl.
that sounds about right.
No, but he's kind of setting people up.
Well, he's dead now.
God rest his soul.
Sorry.
Anyway,
So that joke's ended.
well,
Yeah.
You can now make jokes about starting
Well,
fire.
maybe
in
you
his
could
pub.
start the fire at the pub now.
Yeah,
Still
no
put a
problem
pound.
at all.
Yeah, still put a pound
Keith's
in.
no longer with
what
us.
about climate change scaremongers?
Yeah,
Kev?
right. This is what I've been looking at. Right,
Oh, hold on. Now we discover why he's been looking at the phone
well,
so
Yeah.
much.
We'll get a lot of
Now
research
listen. Climate change scaremongers. I'm sure you're still reeling with the news that emerged 2 days ago that the North Atlantic subpolar Gaia is
Is
on
that the bit between the... Oh, no, that's something else.
It's the North Atlantic subpolar Gaia. It's on the point of collapsing, and this
Sound
could
good.
plunge us into a mini ice age.
Crikey.
Who's telling us this? Experts at
Right.
Exeter University.
Oh, yeah.
If there is such a thing.
Right.
And this is just
Is that
typical.
between Palestinian bake sales?
Yeah,
that they're
I
doing
think
this?
so.
Yeah.
We mustn't make light of the Palestinian debate, so
Occasionally they have to
we're
do some
actually
real work.
furious with that.
Yeah.
But this is typical, isn't it? Every day in every way, somebody will tell you that we're all going to die because of the climate change crisis.
Well, it used to be Greta. Since
Yeah,
she moved
yeah,
on.
she's
Well,
given.
she's busy getting kicked out of Israel.
Yeah, she doesn't care about the planet anymore.
No.
She only cares about a little bit of it called Gaza. But yeah, I saw this thing and I thought, oh no, not the North Atlantic subpolar Gaia. Apparently, it's this thing that kind of divides the North Sea. It goes all the way up to Scandinavia and all the way down to South America. And if it collapses,
What's it made of?
well, it's some sort of current, and if it collapses, cold water will pour northwards and doom us to a mini ice age. It won't happen. It won't happen. It's a load of old claptrap. But what these people do.
But hold on, these are people at Exeter.
Exeter University.
University,
Exeter
so-
experts. It won't happen. It's nonsense. It's
Isn't
always
cold
nonsense.
water what you get in the North Sea anyway?
Well, but what's the Gulf Stream is
The
what
Gulf
keeps
Stream,
us.
yeah.
El Nino.
Yeah. And do you know there's
Not that warm,
there's
is
a
it?
town in Scotland, there's a coastal town in Scotland where the Gulf Stream comes closest, and the flora in that town is almost tropical. It has lots of warm climate
Where's that?
plants.
Well, it's like Wexford
because
in
of
Ireland.
the proximity of the Gulf Stream.
Where is it?
So if
On the east coast?
Yeah. So if the Gulf Stream collapses, then we'll have an ice age.
It's not Kirkcaldy,
but it
that's for
isn't
sure.
going to collapse, and nor is the North subpolar Gaia or whatever it's called.
There's a restaurant called Gaia, I think, in London.
Yeah, there
isn't it? In Dover Street.
What is a Gaia?
I thought it was the bit
Penny for the
between
Gaia?
the no, anyway.
Yeah.
Penny
No,
for the
that's
Gaia?
something else.
November.
I want to talk about loungewear in public.
Loungewear,
Now, I've been
yes.
trying to talk about this pretty much since we started this show together.
I'm not a fan.
What is loungewear?
Well, loungewear or leisure wear as something that you would wear in public. So,
like your outfit today.
No. This is double denim.
That's just quite like conservative views.
It's double denim. This.
Okay.
I've got a kind of Native American theme going on here. There's nothing loungy about it. I wouldn't wear this to a gym.
No.
Or I wouldn't wear this while lying on my sofa at home.
What exactly is loungewear?
Well, this is a whole sort of
like sort of
subsection of
tracksuits,
fashion,
that kind
but
of
it
thing.
is like a tracksuit.
But it's like
Not
but it's
necessarily sports-based. A onesie, for example.
Yeah.
You're familiar with a onesie?
Yeah. ugh.
It's like a sort of velour tracksuit as well. It's not like a
It
tight
goes
proper
all the
tracksuit.
way back to. Do you remember Juicy Couture?
Oh God, yeah.
You know, where you'd have a bejeweled velvet tracksuit.
Yeah.
So that's
I
when
never bought anything
sort
there.
of no. That's when sort of leisure wear or loungewear became something that you wore outside of the house.
Yes. I remember seeing it for the first time and thinking, this is awful as a development. People wearing it on planes.
Yes.
People, particularly sort of chavs.
But it's
know if you
also,
can
Most
say
people
that
in
anymore.
tracksuits are incredibly unfit. You know, they're huge.
But that's the other
but
thing.
it's-
It's like
but it's not
there's
a
people in
sporting tracksuit.
sportswear who are like, why you've quite obviously done no sport. Why are you in sportswear?
Why did you say leisure wear there? We say leisure, don't we? Here?
Well, it's just a.
It's Americanism.
Yeah,
You think that's kind
We've
of,
got an American.
think that's kind of flashed.
It's an
in.
American audience.
I'm just
as well.
saying that.
Check it out,
that's-
leisure wear.
That's where it comes from, I think.
I think it does actually.
And
yeah.
even it's an American syndrome.
I think so, but it's.
I think it's
Now,
very British, actually.
But in the restaurants, for example.
Yeah,
right?
exactly
So
right. Yeah.
I've had to put a kind of edict in place for what you can wear.
Right.
What, in your
the
restaurant?
Yes.
Have you?
Not for
What
the
do you
customers,
mean?
but for the staff. 'Cause
Oh,
we don't-
okay, fair
we
enough.
don't. The team don't have a
Banning
uniform.
people in
right?
tracksuits.
But we've had to say, look, don't come to work looking like you've just got off your sofa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
grey marl tracksuit bottoms
Do
are
look-
not
So
necessarily.
how do you make sure that they don't wear things like that, though? Do you say nothing with
Literally
an
have had to
elasticated
put-
waistband?
We've literally had to put a book together with pictures.
Right.
What, to tell the staff what to
No.
wear?
Like, right.
No, yes.
So you can't wear.
But then I kind of like, well, I have to make it a bit simpler. Why dress like you're going to the pub for a Sunday lunch with your new partner's parents?
Right.
What would you wear to that?
Yeah.
Wear that to work.
Yeah, that's fine. Wouldn't it be simply just time to wear black trousers and a white shirt?
Well, no, because we're not
That'll be a bit too formal.
bit of individualism.
Oh, right, okay.
You know.
All right.
But it's my main thing is the grey marl tracksuit, particularly
Yes.
on a man.
Yes.
Because what you get is their horrible man nub
Right.
pointing at you,
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw one of those today, actually.
jiggling
Yeah,
around.
it's not good.
It's like it's no. Just
You know what
take,
also
take
they
it
do?
away.
Do you know what they also
Nobody
now
wants
do?
to see that.
They also now do a similar line in shoes, footwear,
Yeah.
where these people will wear slippers.
Oh, God.
They'll wear
Uggs.
slippers. They could be Uggs, or they
Sliders,
could be
I
cheaper.
hate them.
Could be cheaper. I once went out to go bus one morning, and there was a guy dressed in a Gucci tracksuit, right, and Gucci slippers.
And just because what you've got on costs 5k,
Yeah.
you still shouldn't
well,
wear
it
it out
might
the
be a
house.
fake guy. I don't really know, but he looked ridiculous.
You do. You look.
And it was like 9 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
Those sliders aren't nice either. They're usually worn underneath a tracksuit,
Yes.
and I don't like them at all.
No.
No, I don't. I don't want to see. I don't want to see
there's a lot of
socks
things-
with an open toe.
But there's a lot of people now who don't even consider wearing what you might call semi-formal casual clothes.
No.
You know, you see like a lot of younger people now wearing these really baggy jeans, which look ridiculous in my mind. I know that people will say, well, of
They're
course
really
they do.
baggy ones,
You're
yeah.
a grumpy old bloke. Of course they look ridiculous, but you know,
They would look bad on you.
well, they would look ridiculous on me. They look ridiculous on anyone, but particularly
I'd quite
ridiculous.
like to see you in.
Would you?
in a dressed as a sort of skater boy.
Yeah,
I've got
okay.
I've got a pair of like
Have you got big baggy
military,
jeans?
really wide military ones, yeah.
No, but they've got to be baggy at the top as well.
no,
I
they
think
are.
if the viewers would like to see Kev and Mike dressed,
I'll wear them next
maybe
week.
as
I'll
sort
wear
of
them next week,
90s
I
teenagers,
promise.
I think just leave something in
I'm
the
going to wear them
comments.
to work.
Teenage dirtbag style.
Yeah, teenage voters,
yeah.
Wheatus fans.
I dress underneath my age sometimes.
Well, that is all for this week. I would like to say, of course, thank you to Mike and Kev for being grumpy. I will be staying grumpy until next week, and I would like you to do the same.